I told her, baby, can you please coming down? 10 calls down a miss, girl, what you on about? She told me lately, feelings getting too wild. It's cuffing season and I need you right here with me now. I told her, you got jokes, girl, that's not my problem at all. You should know, I don't care if you want to act just like a hoe, but for me, you know my answer is no. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big man, I get it, you don't ever need a hit bag. Block me, go ahead, girl, I get that. You a boss bitch, right? Get that big bag, braid that back, so go ahead and make them walls crack. Cause you not my girl, you can do all that. You just my home girl, so let them all clap. You a boss ass bitch, so get your big bag, break that back, but you and that will never happen. No apologies, say you in love, but by tomorrow you'll have forgotten me. You indecisive, never stick to your own philosophies. You think I trust you when you lying to yourself, shawty, please. Girl, use a big cap, just like the yuppies in my city. Quit the chit chat, saying I love you like it's trendy, shawty, I got no time to be, play like a fool. When you talk about love, my response to you is Every week you in a new man's drop top like So no things, baby, just leave. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big man. Like me, yeah, I get that. It's cool, don't hit back. Yeah, I'm sorry if you big man. Look, baby, my pride high, it's in the man, and I can't lie. Don't move like you want a man. Bar hopping between guys, I like a fan. Then you let them all hit from behind, you're like a sand. Yeah, I ain't shitting, I make dick, I know. But you ain't shit, you play pretend and goes. And they get pissed like, man, ain't shit, you so a hypocrite, you same as them. So I'm like, go ahead, girl, go off. Go, you that bitch, girl, go off. Go, you that shit, girl.
Well, that's quite the ending. I've never watched so much hockey in my life. I did more this week of hockey than I have my entire life. But I will say this. It had to do with USA versus Canada. I think the current state of affairs with everything going on in the world, politically, whatever, had an Olympic vibe to it, right? And anytime countries battle, I think it gets people involved. That being said, my wife loves hockey. Wants to go to hockey games more, wants to do that. And I'm just like, I have trouble following the puck. Like, I do. And it's not that I don't like the sport. It's just a little bit all over, which you would think would work for me. But tonight she said, how are you seeing the puck? I'm like, I don't know. Tonight I kind of can, but it's still hard. She's like, I like when they do the thing that I'm like, don't know what to tell you. She said she remembers them trailing. Did they do that in hockey? Maybe when she was growing up watching it. I don't know. But either way, I enjoyed watching it. It was cool for hockey fans that are big-time hockey fans. I'm sure this is a bit of a letdown for you. I wanted, obviously, USA to win, but it is what it is. So we're doing this wild card versus hockey better than everything. It was enjoyable. The game, and still haven't ever watched him. Yeah, I went to a Penguins game, and I just didn't really enjoy it. I didn't. I want to, and I'm going to take the kids to a Hershey Bears game, but so listen, I put this up earlier today. Didn't know if it would get approved, but if you're over on the Sports Card Nonsense page, I did a little comparison. They use the same exact picture on TOPPS Chrome as they do on the Wild Card. And I just wanted to say, I just don't understand. If you don't believe this is a great bang for your buck, explain why. I was really impressed. I got a lot of just good-natured feedback. Some people just being like, it just sucks. I'm like, well, that doesn't help me. Tell me why it just sucks. And I'm okay if you feel that way. But I thought it was a really good read. I'm still reading through the comments. I was really happy they approved it. I thought it was a great read. So you guys know how I feel about it. I've always been a fan of Unlicensed. I like TOPPS Chrome. I do think it's a little pricey for Unlicensed. But we had to do some of it because I know it's a brand of lineage with TOPPS. It is one of their namesakes. When it comes to TOPPS Chrome, there's not a lot better than that. Dude, that goalie, Don, the goalie was incredible for Canada. That's what saved the game. I kept saying, they can't, he's impenetrable. All right, a 5, 3, 2s, and a 1. We're going to do one of these. We're going to do the Chromes, and then we're going to do this. Yeah, get your 1-on-1 guesses in. Well, Bob, I said the same thing. The one thing I was surprised with is this right here. 300 including Scott Jamie, 340 feedback. Not one laughy face or angry face I know that sounds corny. I'm a 41-year-old dude. But a thumb and a heart. That's it. That's the feedback. And to me, that means at least it's a respectful post. That's what I want it to be. Yeah, I saw, Scott. I saw your little comment in there. First card up is going to be out of 5. Anthony Gold, Indianapolis Colts. Dougie Berger kicking us off. But Bob, I appreciate that feedback too. And I actually got some feedback like from Jason and Jamie messaged me individually. And again, I'm not bashing either brand. I think they're both great. I just like the combo of it. I like to see where people's heads are at. We will have a NIL drawing at the end. Everyone eligible. We got Will Howard, national champ, right? Come on now. That's a fun little random at the end. So even if you don't have a great team in the random, even if you don't hit, just remember, we're going to be random that up at the end. That's what I mean. You got to consider price point and stuff. But Cole Bishop is going to be Buffalo Bills. He actually ended up playing the place of Taylor Rapp, which is one of the reasons I do think we lost to the Chiefs. It's going to be going out to Rob. Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, Bob. I'm going to say this too, is that I also, it matters, and Jason, this is one of the feedback things that Jason gave me. He said, it would have been different if you would have posted like a USC Caleb Williams wild card and then that tops. But like when I saw today, when I was looking at that card, I'm like, I think that's the same picture from the wild card. And I pulled it up in my phone. I'm like, it's the same. I looked down to the fingers. Are they exactly the same way? Because it's a little higher crop, as you can see. Like it's not the full. I'm like, that's the same damn picture. I was like, now I got to have this conversation. So I do think pro look uni matters, and I do think that there's a lot of pro look uni in Topps Chrome. So Topps Chrome did a nice job with that. Troy Fontenot for the Pittsburgh Steelers going out to Jason Franklin. Yeah, Don, I have enjoyed the NIL. The problem with a lot of the NIL names, especially Leaf when they do, that's a good question. I think they are, Scott, but let me go look before we open. I want to see what the other one was. Ray Davis, Buffalo Bills smacking RD number 1. It looks like round 1. Ray Davis. Rob, I am interested in that card if you're willing to trade or sell and do credit or cash. I really want that card. I'm trying to get more of his. I think he's going to end up being our running back. Seth, I agree that we talked about the Bengals look like the Browns in Chrome. The Bills, I don't like their red. Some of their colors are off. Again, just being completely, like, really critical there. Before we open Chrome, I want to see what the last one were. Yes, the Topps Chrome were stickers, Scott. Yeah, the Topps Chrome were stickers. We'll see. Maybe there are some on card, but I think... Well, and I think the reason you hear a lot of talking heads promote it, and a lot of the bigger breakers promote it, is they get a lot of it. They get a lot of, like, the tops right now. So they want to make their money on it. Where wild card, they really can't like jack up prices. It's too cheap, you know. Like wild card is cheap even as like when we break it. It's not like you get a great like. It's just an easy product to rip. It's 5 card. It makes it so we're there's not a ton of sorting. A lot goes into that thought process. But I think people who get hundreds of cases of tops, they're like really pushing that narrative. PSA grades wild card. We've had a couple comeback 10s. Yes, I believe the Slam was in here. Did you grade one Slam? Bo Nix, Sam Hartman, Tim Brown. Yeah, it actually grades really well. An all etch Michael Vick and a numbered Dexter Manley out of 199. Oh, I actually heard something about this Bo Nix card. Again, I wouldn't know. So this is just something I heard. There were people that were upset with the Bo Nix card because they haven't worn these uniforms since 2019. So he would have never worn them. And they said they're really done awfully. Like they don't look it. I don't know. I would have never known that. So I think PC fans sometimes they have trouble with it. Like I said, who brought it up? The Bengals. Seth, you said about the Bengals. I think I said about the red in the Bills. I'm fine with it if it weren't so pricey. I think it's a bit pricey for what it is. Michael Wiley, Bo Jackson. There's a cool Bishop. Josh Cribbs. And Jamal Charles. But I will say this. They got a nice checklist. Jamal Charles, like Munoz, Cribbs, Keyshawn Johnson. They have a nice mix of the rookies and the vets. This is much better than like when they did Chrome basketball. I believe it's all in like 2020 top stays. That's a good question, Bob. That's something we've talked about before. It's time will tell. Xavier Legette rookie. We talked about that with first Bowmans. Hey, Cooper DeJean. Philadelphia going out to CT. There you go, Chris. A Cooper DeJean. Yeah, they do, Scott. That's the thing. No one's immune to it. I don't think it's just a TOPPS thing. I think it was more of the Photoshop aspect here. Well, and that's what I was talking to Doug about Spectre tonight. I didn't go. We're gonna have a box of Spectre. We'll do a box. The reason I didn't get to go too hard on it is at around $850 to $900 a box. 4 out of 4 mems, and I get it. Jamie said it perfect. It's pretty. People like it. It's shiny. But I know there's been a lot of hate around patches lately. Spectra is more of an auto heavy product, like the autos do well, but the parallels don't do super well. And since Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix and Drake May don't have autos in it, I felt like that's a pricey, like it stayed very high for not having the big name autos in it. Bryce Young, Bruce Matthews. That's just my take on it. It doesn't mean I don't think it's not a fun rip or that you shouldn't do it, but weird checklist like mostly only vets. I think, Bob, their checklist will expand. I think they'll continue to put a lot of these guys in there, but it will help them stretch their product. So they'll have all the active players. Like you'll get Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and Derrick Henry. But I think they'll keep this in, and I think it's kind of one of the reasons that they did it. But again, think about how far they can stretch the product that way. Jermaine Burton out of 75. Why are you heartbroken, Seth? Because of the hockey game? But Bob, that's the two great questions there. What will the value be on the ones that Well, Scott, their checklist isn't huge to begin with. Think about this. Leaf puts out 400 people on their checklist. And now they've brought it down because they got a lot of bad feedback from that. People didn't want it. It's too many names. Wild Card has to mix some of those in because they can only put so many current players. Oh, the DeJean. Sorry, Seth. But I get what you're saying. But I think for a case of Wild Card, like especially the last case we did, they have enough current names in it. We, like I said, especially bringing in guys like Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, or not Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. Was it Moore Allen? One of them were in it. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen having autos, which we got to pull one of those. But yeah, Bob, I was talking about, like, I have some of that Bowman University, and that's going to be some of their first, like, it's going to be on license for, like, Jaden Daniels, and, all the last 3 years they've been doing it. Oh, there's a Caleb Williams rookie. So will that be their real first, or will they put it back out, an official license first? Devontae Walker and Youthquake Troy Franklin. Yeah, Scott, I do think that's another way to stretch their product. But again, I think you have that with autos. Like sometimes we pull autos out of Panini that I'm like, or even TOPPS, At least you get 5 autos in a box. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not trying to justify. I agree with you. I do know that. That some of those names aren't the best. But think about like some of the TOPPS baseball products that are out where you get one auto and not always guaranteed and you get it. You're like, what? That's my auto? and people have seemed to accept that. So baseball might be a different beast. Though Zach Thomas at a 150, Miami doing well out of this. Bowman football. Yeah, my understanding is that it doesn't necessarily. This is what's going to be weird. So things are getting weird now to begin with, right? So like the Jason and I were talking about this, the exclusive licensing like Penix and McCarthy are strictly Panini. They cannot have autos and tops. You don't even see cards of them in the tops. They're strictly Panini. Caitlin Clark, strictly Panini. Leaf Arch Manning is strictly Panini, like for 5 years. But Top signs their own exclusives. Leaf has started to sign some exclusive people. It's wild. So even without licensing, we might not see certain people. I think that's going to mess the hobby up. There's an all-etch Michael Vick. It's not numbered. It looks like it should be. It's just a hollow. Scott, they might benefit, but the problem is I don't know that they can make enough cases. I think they do it intentionally to stretch their product. I think it's almost like a necessity for them to not... Because think about what they pay for those bigger name autos. If they take those names out, they can do that. And maybe you're right. Would you rather the boxes be... And I'm asking this legitimately. If they took those names out but made the boxes an extra $75, would they do better? Maybe. What if they had to make them $100? What if they became $250 boxes but they got rid of some of those bad names? Right? But every product has it. Topps, Panini, they all have. Like, how about Cade Stover? Chrome base autograph variation. I didn't check the backs of those yet. Houston Texans. He's in wild card too. You know, like, would we remove him? Bob, this is the one big conversation I wanted to talk, and this is why I wanted to do this break to talk about it. So, in this wild card product, there are 8 variations. Okay? They're numbered, each one's numbered to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So in theory, each variation has 15. So 5 and 4 is 9, 3 is 12, 2 is 14, 1 makes it 15 total. Times 8 means there are 120 autos. Let's just assume everyone's a 101, right? If that card was numbered out of 199, or let's just say out of 100, right? 149. Let's call it 149. Look what the Topps Chrome Jaden Daniels out of 149 is doing, and then comp your 1 of 1, right? Comp your 1 of 1 as a 149 on Topps. It still doesn't meet the price point. So I do agree. The 1 of 1, I think they're doing them a favor by like, oh look, you pulled a 1 of 1, but people aren't dumb. Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that's the first we've seen him. People aren't dumb. They don't really consider that a 1 of 1. So, would it benefit them to just do an out of 99 and then just do a 1 of 1? Would it make it worth more? I don't know. Maybe. So that's the thing. I think I don't know. That's a really good question. Does the 1 of 1s hurt them? Would removing them help them if they just numbered to 99 and only? It would make the 1 of 1s more valuable, but I don't know if it necessarily changes the chase for the product. Hey, Carl, listen, I did update, everyone on your surgery in there, and I saw you say that you are having them removed tomorrow. For those of you who don't know, Carl had surgery, had some complications, but doing well, right? Carl, I don't mean to speak for you, but we have talked a little bit. But having surgery I hope it's all right, I share, remove some toes tomorrow, 2 toes. But you said that's good news compared to what it could have been, right? Three, 2, 1. Well, Carl, I'm glad. I know it's not the best news, but I'm glad it's the best you were hoping for. So I'm hoping that goes well for you, man. Dylan Gabriel, 2 out of 3. So we're gonna have another random. Will Howard and Dylan Gabriel. And like, who was it you saying, Bob? I kind of like that they have some of the bigger NIL. They're not just throwing like the league throws in a ton of names. I don't know who they are. But like those are better names. Dylan Gabriel and Will Howard. They might be our two best names that are going to get random up. This is what you're talking about though. But they do bring a lot of guys that aren't in, like offensive linemen, maybe like linebackers we don't see in Panini product. There he is, Mousau. I have to look that one up. But that card is a perfect example. Stop. That guy maybe doesn't have to be in there. Jordan Morgan, offensive lineman, Green Bay Packers. Now, in a Pro Look Uni, so I liked that they had some of these guys for Bills before. Who was it that I traced? Terrell Bernard did not have a lot of Panini cards, but he had wild card in Bills uniform. Love that I could get Terrell Bernard. Unknown vets. They don't have a lot of wild card. Doesn't have unknown vets. They can only have so many vet players. Their only vets in wild card are right now in this set: Devontae Adams, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I think Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Aaron Rodgers. I think Drew Brees, Ramel Keaton. A lot of these are rookies. If they have the R, they're rookie cards. That's going to be the Raiders. To me, that's a better example. Like, I don't know if I necessarily want that, but it is nice for PC since they're in Pro Look Uni. So this is not the best example of this break, just because we did pull a lot of NIL guys, which isn't always the case. But Dylan Gabriel and Will Howard, two of the better names. Dylan Sampson and Darius Massau, I have to look up here. But this is a smaller checklist than they've done in the past. But I love the feedback, guys, and I love the conversation. I think it's good for the hobby to talk about it, and I've seen people say, collect what you like. Absolutely. My thing is I just wanted to understand why the value goes so high for unlicensed Topps Chrome, and this actually goes out to the Giants. So New York Giants on this one. DJ Williams is not the old DJ Williams, though. DJ Williams was drafted in 2024. It's not DJ Williams, the 42-year-old. There's a DJ Williams for the Bucks. He's 20. He was drafted in 2024. Tampa Bay running back DJ Williams. Yeah, he's a 25-year-old rookie. So you might be thinking of the old DJ Williams. It's like 42 years old. This is the one that was just drafted. Signed as a free agent May 10th, 2024. Was that what you were... I think you might be thinking of the old Broncos DJ Williams. It's like 42 years old and retired now. They don't have any of those kind of guys. They don't have like any retired old vets in it. And then I got to look up Dylan Sampson. That could be where the confusion was, Scott. Dylan Sampson is running back Tennessee. So we will have 3 randoms, so don't go anywhere. Bob, I agree. I'm not going to lie. I took a little bit of pride in that. I was very careful the way I phrased it, because I was like, that group can be so sensitive, and people, even if it is phrased well, people get all argumentative and nitpicky, and they get like nasty. I'm like, let's have, as much as possible, a civil conversation about this. I was like, all right, this is going well. I really liked it. But no, I get both sides of it. The best argument I heard was, or debate I heard was Jason comparing a Ferrari to a Corvette, and he's like, even if the Corvette had the same specs, even if it went the same speed, even if it looked better, right? It could be as fast, as sleek. You could get it even in more colors, and it can have better interior and a better sound system and better wheels, and like you can have everything. People are still going to pay more for the Ferrari because it's a Ferrari. It doesn't matter that the other car's better or looks better or runs as good, or they're going to want the Ferrari because of the name. And I was like, that's probably the best fucking like comparison you could make. And I was like, I get that, makes sense. And like lineage is true. Topps has been around for what, 75 years? the other argument I heard was Topps is on its way to getting its license to like what you said, Bob. Will it make it worth less or worth more? I think people say, hey, we're going to transition in. We're going to be transitioning into Topps. So this is just kind of like the step towards it. I know, Bob. I didn't read it for a while. I was like, uh-oh. I promised myself I wasn't going to respond for the first 3 or 4 hours. That way, if I got upset, I was like, I'm not going to like get into this with people. I don't got time for that in my life. All right, we have the Marvin Harrison Jr., the Chrome Michael Vick, Zach Thomas out of 150, the Caleb Williams rookie, Jermaine Burton out of 75. And again, just all things considered, let's just do this. This was our, for all intents and purposes, this was our Chrome box. Everything else is base. It doesn't, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It's cool for PC. But these were everything that mattered out of the Topps Chrome box. Okay? So Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Vick, not numbered. I feel like it should be, but it's just like a Michael Vick all-edge Chrome. Zach Thomas out of 150. Caleb Williams, base rookie. Jermaine Burton out of 75. Terrion Arnold, just a silver there. Bo Nix base. Dexter Manley out of 199. Cooper DeJean, which is a nice one, just a silver, not numbered, and then a Cade Stover. Yeah, Bob, I thought of that comparison when he said that. I was like, dude, you nailed it. That's exactly a great way to put it, and that made me get behind that a little bit more. And that's why I like having these combos. Though, like that's the kind of thought-provoking comparison and the thought-provoking concept that I want to hear. Not just, it's just because it's trash. Someone said one looks like it's done well and one looks like it was made in someone's basement. And I was like, which one's which? I wanted to say that. I'm like, which one looks like it was? Because like this does not look like a card that I could make in my basement. That's like a cool looking card. Pro Look Uni. Whereas, I don't know, like this is just a photoshopped outline of the player and a fake background. Which one was made in the base? I just don't know. That comment got me. I kind of giggled at that. But when people are like, it's just trash, I'm like, okay, thanks for that valuable input. So that was our Topps Chrome. This is what we got out of our wild card. Oh, and I do got to mark our autos here. So we had the Cade Stover and Cooper DeJean. Cool auto, Cooper DeJean, too. But he's in Panini, so I'd almost rather just go chase him in Panini if I'm being completely honest. But that's Jimmy and Chris. And then we're going to look at our wild card, which not the best 2 boxes. Probably 2 of the worst we've seen out of the product, but 2 nice NILs. Dylan Sampson's going to have to be a random, too. But we had the Massow for the Giants. Ramel Keaton for the Raiders. Again, nothing great, but you're getting 5 a box. Jordan Morgan, Green Bay Packers, at least a PC card of a guy you're probably not going to get in other sets, but still not great. Troy Fontenot, same thing, offensive lineman. You're not seeing him in a lot, but I think we've seen him in Panini too. Pittsburgh Steelers, Jason Franklin. And then Cole Bishop for the Bills, but not Pro Look Uni, and he's in Panini. And then Anthony Gold, they do a nice job on him, but again, not a big name. That goes out to Dougie. Then we did have the Ray Davis, 1 of 1 for the Buffalo Bills. Just a sharp-looking card. Probably early next week, Bob. I have a crazy weekend with wrestling, and I'm going to a card show, and my son has basketball. But then next week we'll be doing more. Oh, Chris, you made Seth a jealous man, so if you might be able to trade him. And then we got a random, this Dylan Sampson, Dylan Gabriel, and Will Howard. We'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll go that order. Everyone's eligible for all 3. We will do 2 $5 hitless credits in, but we'll do these one at a time. Again, guys, I appreciate the RD Auto. I kind of like it. I like it a little bit. It's a little different. But that's a PC. I don't like it for like if it was a resale. I like it because it's just PC and I like it. It's a little different that way. I can see how it's not everyone's cup of tea though. All right, here we go. First one up is Dylan Sampson. Trade for the Gabriel if he gets it. You probably have a trade with. Here we go. This is just a Dylan Sampson to start. But yeah, I love the conversation, guys. Thank you guys for taking part in. Thanks for doing the break. I really wanted to talk about this on the day of that combo. I love the interaction I'm getting on it, though. It's awesome. I'm sure I'll wake up and read more tomorrow. People will get drunk tonight and have more to say, I'm sure. This goes out to Dallas. That's going to be Pat Gallagher. All right, next one up is going to be the Dylan Gabriel. We will have Spectra, but for some reason I'm not gonna have a box until Saturday. So we'll do it Saturday. We'll do it as a PYT one box. If we love it, I can get more. The first off the line looked good. Let's see how the hobby looks, and we can go from there, and we can order more. I'm very cautious ordering expensive boxes like that right now. Washington Commanders going to get that one. Wes Norton's going to get the Dylan Gabriel. And then the last one's going to be the Will Howard. Oops. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate the feedback. And I love that you're ready to have my back because, I have to be careful because I don't want to give our group a bad name, but I appreciate you guys willing to go to bat for me. Seattle Seahawks is going to get the Will Howard. That is going to be JCH. We'll do more of just the wild card. It's Chrome, but I'm actually kind of okay with that. I personally have a feeling now that it's getting ripped more and we see a little bit more, and like Scott said, I didn't even notice it was sticker autos. I have a feeling the boxes may come down. If they do, and if they get a bit cheaper, I might get some more so we can break it a little bit cheaper. I'd like to see those boxes come down where we can throw in a couple boxes and maybe a box of this, something like that, and do a PYT with it where it's not 400 plus a box. I think that's a bit much. I do. That's why I like wild cards. The price point's fantastic. So I don't think the resale, my final thing I'll say is I don't think that the resale necessarily justifies, even though some of those cards are going for $1,500, $2,000, the Brady's maybe even more. With the way the product looks like it's stretched so much. I mean, you talk about names in wild card, they have 115 names total. The Chrome checklist seems a little bit extensive. Cool though. I mean, listen, that Randall Cunningham auto for the Vikings out of 50, that gold last night, was a really cool looking card. I'd be fine if the boxes were 150, 200, and that was my auto. I don't know if I'm okay at $400 a box at Randall Cunningham and Cade Stover are my autos, an on-licensed product. That's, I think, one of my things. Yeah, see, even Tops, if a couple one of Daniels have been pulled, I mean, it sounds like maybe they're doing the same thing, but just with a larger product, it doesn't seem so prevalent, Patriots and Browns. Yeah, I hope so, because I do think it can be fun to rip. I like it. It's a cool product. It's fun. I just think it's a little pricey for what it is. Not Spectre pricey, though. We'll do some Spectre. We'll see what happens. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate your thoughts. Appreciate your consideration. Appreciate you filling so we can talk about it tonight. Be back tomorrow. I don't think Spectre, unless my date changes, that it's coming in tomorrow. So we might try to rip something else. Happy Thursday night. Happy Friday to the East Coasters. See you tomorrow.